We finally got our first teaser trailer for Stranger Things Season 5. It looks incredibly epic. All of us could not be more invested in the storyline and these characters, and it's just so exciting that it's finally here. Each of these episodes are said to be like a full-blown movie. That's exactly what I want. In this video, I'm breaking down the trailer and some of the reports and theories that are going on about this final season. The Duffer Brothers themselves have revealed two questions that will finally be answered. What is the Upside Down, and why was Will taken in Season 1? Now, what has definitely been confirmed in this trailer is that Vecna will be using Will against the group just like he did in Season 1. This is most likely going to be in the episode called Sorcerer, because we know that the Sorcerer is Will the Wise. We also see this huge red and blue explosion, but if you take a closer look, this is when Hopper and Eleven are in the Upside Down. And the explosion is coming from the lab in Hawkins, and it looks like they're trying to destroy the same wall that we saw in the first teaser of the Upside Down. This is probably going to be from the episode Shock Jock, and it confirms that there's a lot more to the Upside Down that has been hidden this entire time. It also looks like they've been locked down by the government in Hawkins. They can't get out, like a martial law. And of course, we see that Eleven can fly now. I mean, it's about time. You can move other things with your mind. You can't move yourself? I'd rather see her flying than in another scene of her in a tub. That's the one thing I kind of got sick of throughout this entire series, but we're finally at the end and I'm very excited to see what she can do next. But another thing is that we've all been spoiled as viewers because all of our favorite heroes have always survived each season. Maybe not Eddie Munson, one of my favorites as well, but the main core cast that we all love are definitely due for some demise. The best part about Stranger Things is that it does have this fantastical aspect of it, but it is still grounded in something very real. But I think it would be a little too Hollywood if all of our favorite characters did survive. So it does feel like about time we're going to lose some of our beloved characters. And it's just good story writing at that point because it definitely raises the stakes. I believe in it more. It's just like real life. There's not always a happy ending. I don't think it's just one person. I think they're going to kill off a few of our favorite characters. Now, it's been reported that the 8th episode runs around 2 hours, and the last 35 to 40 minutes act as an epilogue, focusing on the cast processing the end. And this reportedly had everyone at the table read in tears as the actors were reading it. So we know we're in for something incredibly devastating, but very, very strong for the story. The finale also will finally reveal the origin of the Upside Down. Us fans have been waiting nearly a decade to find out what this thing even is. We also know that Season 5 picks up 18 months after Season 4, fully concluding arcs for Vecna, the Mind Flayer, Demigorgons, and Hawkins. This is a complete story. They say there will be no loose ends, but there will be connective tissue for spin-offs. And that's exciting because, yes, it's realistic that this story would kind of bleed out into the rest of the world. But as far as our core people here in this story, I don't want to see a spin-off story about any of these other characters. This is where their story arc comes to an end, and I think that's really good for the integrity of this entire series. Now, in the trailer itself, we don't see a lot of Steve, making us think that he might be the one that dies. But I'm pretty sure that that's a misdirect because they don't want to give away all the answers with this trailer, and they definitely don't want to kill any of the twists they might have in the story. So even though we might think it's one thing, I hope it's the other. But what's also interesting about this trailer is that we have Dustin's voiceover saying, "We stay true to our friends no matter the cost." Now, we do see him wearing a Hellfire shirt, and this could be a nod to how he's standing up for Eddie Munson, who's passed away, because remember, everybody thinks Eddie Munson was this murderer and responsible for the Hellfire Club, and they think that the Hellfire Club is who has brought this on Hawkins, which is completely untrue. Yet he still stands proudly wearing his Hellfire shirt, thus signifying his loyalty to his good friend Eddie Munson and the truth about what has happened. But as far as Dustin and Steve go, there's a theory that Dustin may be the one that makes a sacrifice for Steve instead of Steve making a sacrifice for Dustin, which is what we would all expect, right? Again, we want the twists. I don't want to have predicted the entire show as it's happening. I want some surprises, and as far as the trailer goes, they're nodding at some things, but it doesn't mean that's what's actually going to happen. And that's part of what's exciting about it. The Duffer Brothers also talked about Will's story coming full circle, also discussed Vecna's appearance with Entertainment Weekly. So the idea being more that he has rebuilt his body, which is why there are still literal holes and you can see through pieces of his body, he says. He's lost what remained of his human body and has become more a part of the Upside Down. If there is any humanity left within him, it's diminished. According to Ross, the key to understanding Vecna's line to Will lies in Season 2, Episode 6, The Spy, when the buyer's boy was brought to Hawkins' laboratory for evaluation. He calls it the most important episode, teasing Will was really working in a way for the Mind Flayer. Ross states that in Season 5, we start to learn more about what happened and what the connection is to all of this in Vecna. Because the story really began with Will and his disappearance, it felt in order to go full circle, it needed to really end with him in so many ways. I'm going to be doing a breakdown on every new episode. And I would love to hear your thoughts and theories about what's happening in the episodes, because I need to make sure that I'm not missing anything as well. You see what I'm doing this for? I'm sure that this story is going to be so heart-wrenching that we're probably all going to want to just see it once, and then that's good enough. So if you love this type of content as much as I do, hit that subscribe button for me, please. It really helps me out here at the channel. And leave me a comment about your theories and what you think is going to happen, because I clearly love to nerd out about this shit. And as always, thanks for nerding out with me.